should be ready to give what we need to give. The point is uncommon friendship. The result of uncommon friendship are glad and sincere hearts. It's where they're headed for. And it's a sense of wholeness that people had because they had uncommon friends within the church, within their community. I can tell you, I stink at uncommon friendship. Stink at it. I'll tell you something else that I think. Most people stink at uncommon friendship. I'll tell you why I struggle with it. It's my family's fault. Blame somebody else. All right, here's the story. This will illustrate my issues. I have told many of you, I'm not a huggy person. I have a bubble. I like personal space. Don't infringe on my personal space. Here's why. Maybe some of you have heard this story, but this will explain a lot about me. Used to get together with my cousins. They lived about half an hour away. It was great fun. A lot of us were about the same age. We'd get together. In my uncle and aunt's house, there was an old farmhouse, and they had this big fireplace. Huge. And it was like a cooking fireplace. That pot could hang there. It hadn't been used in forever, but it looked really cool. It's really nice. And next to that, you see you have the fireplace. Next to that were these bread ovens. I don't know, it was like concrete, rock sort of thing. And there was one down here and one up here. It's about this wide, this high, like 5 or 6 feet deep. Pretty neat. There were about 5 or 6 cousins about the same age. And the fun thing to do when we got together would be to see if we could all fit in one of those. Okay. Now, uncommon friendship requires closeness. 5 or 6 late elementary school kids packed into this very close. Envision dirty socks and stinky armpits packed together, close. And then, inevitably, as a ha-ha, someone closes the door on us and holds us in there. Disgusting. Okay, so here is my issue. 2 issues. I've got lots of issues. But in this case, I've got 2 issues. Smothering and vulnerability. Smothering, hygiene was not high on my list. And it wasn't high on my cousin's list either at the time. We were smothered in there. I mean, you were on top of each other and it was dark and it's just gross. And vulnerable, I am claustrophobic. I mean, I am freak out claustrophobic. And that was part of the fun for people. Close the door and see how long it takes Carl to freak out. Let me out! And vulnerable, because then they would know that I was a freak and just freak out. That is the sort of thing that keeps us from uncommon friendship with people. We're scared of being too close. I think we're scared of smothering other people. We can probably all think of friendships or acquaintances in which somebody unloaded a lot of stuff really fast, all at once. It was just like, smothering. And even worse, we're concerned about smothering someone else. I don't want to share too much with someone and then have them feel like I'm smothering them with my stuff. A secret on that? If you're thinking I don't want to smother someone, you're probably not because you're thinking about it. A big one is vulnerability. If we are honest with people, if we are really honest with friends, they will see us for who we really are. We take our masks off and they see how ugly we are. They see the scars, they see the blemishes, they see what's not right in our lives. It's vulnerable. It's hard. But the price on the other side is having real friends, of being the community we've been called to be. Having happy and glad hearts. So the answer to smothering and vulnerability, guess what the 2 words are? Perseverance, presence. That was resounding. You guys are fired up. Woo! All right. Perseverance and presence. Perseverance in uncommon friendship is listening. People aren't good at listening. You know the statistics of communication. What is it? 9% is writing. 16% is reading. 30% is talking. 45% is listening. And the part that people are consistently bad at is the 45% of communication. It's hard to be an uncommon friend when you don't listen. When I was thinking about how to be perseverant, how to persevere in communication, how to persevere with listening. It's about the example of the people here. When they got together for these times of fellowship, they didn't just talk about the weather. It's clear they knew people's needs. They knew how to help each other. And they were willing to sell all their stuff, if need be, because they knew what people's needs were. They listened. I think one thing that we can improve on, I can improve on, is a simple thing. When I say, "How are you?" I listen for an answer. I use it as a greeting. Instead of saying hello, you say, "How are you?" And there's two ways that we can listen to the answer. One way to listen is to listen for the words. That's important. Second is to listen with eye contact. It's a lot harder for someone to cover up how they're doing with their face than with their words. If we really want to know how someone's doing, we'll look at them when we ask them, "How are you doing?" I think that's part of uncommon friendship, is that we care enough about somebody that we'll look at them and ask them a real question. The other part of uncommon friendship is presence. The example set here is they were getting together all the time, eating together, worshiping together, doing this together. And I think, we are busy. How do you have time for that? They figured out how to put things together. Of maybe figure out something that you like to do and make sure you do it with someone. And if you like to go for a walk with your friend and talk. If you like to knit, do knitty things. Whatever the verb is for that. Knitty. If you like that stuff, get together. Talk about things. Uncommon friendship requires perseverance and presence. And as I've thought about these four marks of the church presented here, think about God's word, think about worship, think about prayer. It's the uncommon friendship that I feel like I'm missing on. I know I'm supposed to be doing those other things. But as a church, am I really passionate about the fact that I need to be a good friend to people? A good friend to people inside these walls. A good friend to people in the community. I mean, not just a friend, but an uncommon friend. And if you're sitting there this morning thinking, I've got some close to uncommon friends, I challenge you that maybe you're missing a mark of the church. And if we as a body kind of feel like, I don't know about this uncommon friend thing, our church is missing a mark that we should be leaving. It's interesting, Faye sharing about giving Valentines to a few people, and people responding saying, I needed that. Uncommon friendship searches people out. I have a lot to learn with being an uncommon friend. I hope you challenge me with that. And I hope that you're challenged. And that we leave a mark of uncommon friendship to people that we come in contact with.